Here we're now continuing with another short story from CSEC English Bio Literature, a crash course for Forms 4 and 5 students. This story is coming from a textbook and it's on chapter 10, and the name of the story is To Dada in Memoriam. And we're going to look at an analysis of To Dada in Memoriam, which is written by Paulie Marshall. So the plot outline. Oh, Nana, all of you is not involved in this evil business, death, nor all of us in life. And this is a literary allusion, which is a reference to this At My Grandmother's Grave by Liebert Bettier. That's the first important thing we meet in the story as the story opens. In this story, To Dada in Memoriam, a young girl who lived in New York visited or came to Barbados along with her mother and her sisters to visit Dada. They went via ship. Dada was very old and tiny. She was so old her body was slightly bent. She was extremely thin and bony. It had been 15 years since Dada's daughter, and her mother had seen each other. The girl says, my mother was such a formidable figure, had just been reduced to a child with Dada's embrace. So the young narrator is saying that her mother, who was such a strong woman, with one embrace from the grandmother Dada, she became almost like a child. Dada is making the statement, she going to be lucky. Any girl that takes after the father does be lucky. Dada said in reference to me, that's the young narrator. She stared at me as if something about me was threatening. Dada asked my mother, Atri, where did you get this one here from with this fierce look? The young girl, her sister, and her mother were in the back of the lorry along with Dada and the goods that were being transported. They made their way through Bridgetown's clogged streets. Dada sat on a trunk. She was a monarch amid her court. In other words, she was like the head of the family. The big canes, which she saw for the first time, appeared as giant weeds. This is from to the little girl. They appeared as giant weeds. Dada took her out to the field the following day, and the young girl saw various produce in the field. It was like nothing she had seen before. She agreed with Dada. The child told Dada about the snow in New York. Dada was intrigued. Then the little girl, she did several dances. The Suzy Q and the truck were included. Dada was fascinated with the spirit of this young girl, and she even gave her a penny for sweets. The young girl told Dada about the great appliances that they used in New York. The young girl even told Dada about the Empire State Building, which is taller than Essex Hill. By the next day, Dada was weaker. She remained quiet in her chair until they left Barbados. By the time the narrator mailed Dada a picture of the postcard of the Empire State Building, Dada had already passed. She was dead. She died during the famous 1937 strike. Everyone ran out into the canes, but Dada stayed by the window. And the narrator says, she died and I lived, but always to this day, even within the shadow of her death. I lived in a loft in downtown New York, and there I painted seas of sugarcane and huge swirling Bangkok suns and palm trees. The theme of this short story is migration. The narrative techniques, first person point of view, as narrated by the child narrator. And then there is a narrative technique of contrast between the two settings of the island of Barbados and the New York City in USA. Again, this short story is to Dada in Memoriam, and it's taken from chapter 10 of CSEC English B or